I enjoyed in this business when I first started was the creating something and sitting back and admiring it. I would sometimes make a wall unit and I didn't want to give it to them. I wanted to keep it for myself. I was so proud of it. So sometimes it's hard giving up something that you create.
Growing up in Brooklyn, Vinny worked after school at his brother's woodworking shop. It was here that he learned the skill of cabinet refacing.
Refacing is taking off the doors and drawer fronts of your existing cabinets and discarding them, making new doors and new drawers with any type of wood that the customer would like, any material of wood or even laminate. And then we would cover the existing frames of the cabinet, the bottoms of the cabinet also on the uppers, and we installed the new doors, new drawer fronts. We installed molding and new hardware.
After 10 years, Vinny's wife Brenda finally persuaded him to leave New York, pack up a trailer home, and head west in search of new opportunities.
Every place Vinny worked, people were just amazed at him. That's the truth. They were impressed with his dedication to a job site, his skill, his ethics. In most places that he worked, he was told not to tell anybody what he made. Because in those days, the minimum wage was like $2 and something, but they pay him $3 something, you see.
They found the greatest opportunity in California.
Well, when I came out here and worked for this gentleman, I told him about refacing, and he thought I was nuts. He said, never heard of such a thing. So I said, let's try it. So we tried it, and in the beginning it was tough because we had to educate the public on what we were doing and what refacing is all about. And once we got that concept across to the public, and it was just, from there, just mushroom.
Due to pressure from the family, they went back to New York for Christmas. But the following summer, Brenda and Vinny returned to California in an even larger trailer.
After commuting back and forth to LA, the traffic was starting to build up in those days, and I just got a little tired of going back and forth. And I felt I was making this gentleman I was working for rich, so I says, why not work for myself? So we didn't have much money at the time, my wife and I, but I went out and purchased a saw for $300, rented a 1,100 square feet building, and started in there.
They started Reborn Cabinets in 1993 by getting referrals. The first year of business, they reinvested everything they earned into the company, which was about $20,000. Vinny did the sales calls and built cabinets, and Brenda took an accounting class and ran the office. Over the years, they continued to grow by placing ads in the Yellow Pages and exhibiting at home shows.
I didn't intend for it to be Reborn Cabinets with the identity we have today. I didn't intend for our sons that we never thought they'd come into the business. I mean, we just thought we'd have a mom and pop thing. We had a little first little building, then pretty soon we had the next building, then pretty soon we had the third building, and then we moved to the corner building, and then we just outgrew it all, and then we moved into a 9,000 square foot building across from the freeway. When we first started and Vincent and Anthony joined us, you know, if we wanted to play half the day in the shop telling jokes, we'd just stay at night and work. As we grew, I remember this was one of the biggest obstacles we had. As we grew, we were used to that atmosphere. We'd take a break and be family, and then we'd take a break and go back to work. When we started having employees come in, they didn't understand. When we took a break, we still went back to work. When they took a break, they went home.
And fast forward a decade.
I think the biggest struggle that I see for myself today in the business is hiring people that have the same values that I have, and as far as the workmanship goes, where they may think what they're doing is fine and dandy, where I don't see it that way. And my motto is, if it's not good enough for your home, then don't do that with the customer's home.
The next generation of the Nardolilos have made quite an impact on the company. Vincent Jr. manages the marketing team. Anthony's in charge of production and in-home installation. They've computerized accounting, developed product knowledge classes for the team, and automated the manufacturing of the cabinets themselves.
Then when I graduated high school, I worked here for a little bit, and I left for a while and did work in a similar remodeling industry, not cabinets, but in a different industry. And it was good. It allowed me to have a better appreciation of what goes on here, as well as experience another industry and learn the ins and outs of another type of business and bring some of that back here.
Our business has about 140 employees. We do in the neighborhood of $13 million in sales. And one of the key ingredients of being so successful and everything runs so smoothly is that everybody that works here is like a member of the family. We treat everyone as if they're a brother or a sister. Everyone enjoys working here. Our motto is if you don't enjoy coming to work, there's no point in doing it. And you gotta love what you do.